Hi, in this video we will be learning how to create an invoice and manage it. So in the vendor portal, when they have received a purchase order and have accepted it, they will have the option to create an invoice. So let's create an invoice. So now in this form, they will have the option to put in the amount of quantity that they wish to create the invoice for. So if they want to create invoice in one go, then they will keep it as same as the default, then create an invoice. Otherwise, if they wish to send it in batches, then they can modify the quantity. So suppose we will be sending it in two phases. So let's change the quantity to 50 and 100. So and let's put in the due date and create an invoice. So the invoice has been created, and for half of the items that we have created the purchase order with. So let's see the purchase order here. Okay, so for this one item it was 100 quantity, and for this is 200, and for invoice we have put the quantity as half. So now let's send it to the company. Sent. So the invoice is sent. So let's switch to organization portal, where we will be seeing if the organization has received this invoice. So organization portal, invoices. Okay, yeah, so this was the invoice 007. So the invoice has been received by the organization. So now the organization has the option to accept or reject it. Suppose for the first case, let's accept this invoice. Accepted. So now again in the vendor portal, so it will be reflected that the first invoice has been accepted by the organization. So now let's create another invoice for the same purchase order. Create invoice. Okay, so we already have sent for 50 quantity. Now we'll be sending the remaining and create it and then send it to the company. Similarly, so now you'll be notified that you have created two invoices and both of them are processed and have been sent to the company. So here in the invoices, the organization will receive it. Received. Okay, so now let's neither accept or not reject it. So again, suppose in the vendor portal, the vendor creates another invoice for the same purchase order. So what now will happen is the total quantity and the amount will exceed the purchase order amount. Let's put same one. Let's say create this invoice. Okay, so now you are being told that two invoices have been processed and you have generated three invoices. So let's see what happens when you send this to the vendor, the company. Continue. So now when after creating the third invoice, so now what we are being told that the invoice that to have sent to the company has increased the amount related to the purchase order. So now in the organization portal, what will happen is, so here the organization will be notified that the total invoices that they have received for this purchase order has exceeded its purchase order amount. So in the organization portal, the organization will have the option to accept or reject it. So surely when the amount will exceed, they will reject this. So now, so this invoice has been rejected, but the previous one, they will see that okay, so this falls within the PO amount limit. So it has been accepted. So the two invoice, this one and the previous one. So the vendor was able to send multiple invoices for the same purchase order. And to the organization, if any of the invoice exceeds the purchase order amount, they will be notified of the same, and in that case they will have the option to accept or reject the invoice that they have received. Similarly, let's see the vendor portal invoices. So see, and the two invoices have been accepted, but one have been rejected. So this is how we will be creating and managing invoices here. So that will be all. Hope you found this video informative, and see you next time.